Welcome everyone to a really great song by Def Leppard. I picked up the early years, 79 to 81, and you know, this is a song I always wanted to learn, so I sat down and been working on this and really having fun with it. Saw these guys in 1981. They opened up for Blackfoot of all bands. It was a great show. I remember it was really hot here in Toledo, Ohio. We had this venue called the Sports Arena, but we called it the Sweat Arena because it was always hot. And they played there, let's see, when was it? Toledo, it was the 29th September, so it was still pretty warm. Anyhow, great show. I remember this song, and again, been a fan of these guys, especially the High and Dry album. This was the High and Dry tour where they opened up for Blackfoot. So we'll go over this. The lead, I've figured out the notes for you, and again, I've written out my notes. The link will be below the video. Alright, so to start this song out with, we're going to play a partial D chord. We'll be playing on the 4th, 3rd, and a 2nd string. We'll just play that twice, and then we're going to hit the 5th string, 3rd fret, and then open. And then back to that partial D. So we have this. Now what we want to do is hit a D sus4. So you're going to put your pinky down on that 3rd fret and then play the regular D twice. And then we're going to go to an A power chord. Alright, so all together what we have to this point. Alright, then what we're going to do is kind of it's semi-muted. They really don't mute a whole lot in this song. It's more of a semi-muting. But we're going to mute the A string, the 5th string, and then come into a A sharp power chord. We'll hit that twice. Then we go to the 6th string, 3rd fret with a partial mute. And then we hit a C twice. So let's go over this from the beginning up to this point. Now, I've seen it written out because you guys know I researched this. Some people have written it out that they're doing an open 6th string and then 1-3. So this is how they kind of have it figured out. But I really don't hear that. Again, because I got this early years, there's an unreleased version. I just don't hear him hitting that open 6th string. But if you want to, that's where it would go right after the C. I feel it's more of a... Alright, so that gets over a little bit of the controversy. So after we do the C twice, we're going to do semi-palm muted 1st fret to 3rd fret on the 6th string, and then a D chord. Alright, so let's go over this whole intro because this is also all of the verses. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it starts over again. So that's your intro, and that is the verses. They continue that throughout the verses, that whole thing. Okay, so there's 3 choruses. The first 2 are pretty similar. The second one, they kind of take off and go into a bridge, which I'll show you. But the first chorus, just a little bit, consider it shorter, or the shortest of all the choruses. And then we repeat, okay? So what we're doing is a G to an F to a D twice, all right? Then what we're going to do is come back to our F and to a C, and then F, back to our D, and then back to F. And then we come back around again. So because this is shorter the second time through, we're going to come up to the D, and when we come back to our F, we're going to go into the kind of end of the chorus that'll prelude us into the intro verse rhythm. So let me go through the second half of this first chorus. Okay, so what he's doing there is we're going to hit that G, back to our F and D twice. Then when we come to our F, our G will be held for 4 counts. Then what we're going to do, a quick hit of an A power chord to our A sharp for, I think that's 6 counts. And then they go up to a C. And then you're back into the rhythm. Okay, so let me take you through that first chorus all together. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're into the intro reprised, and then the second verse. Then we come into the second chorus. Let's talk about that next since we're on the chorus. Okay, so the second chorus is basically like the first chorus. When we go to our G, we're going to go into a bridge from there. So let me take you through that. Again, it's just very similar to the first chorus. It's just that the second chorus goes into the bridge. Okay, so what we're doing is from our G to an A power chord, and then we're going to go into this walk down. Start on our A sharp, and what we'll be playing is the 5th string. We'll be anchoring on the 3rd string and 2nd string. This is consistent. Keep those 2 fingers there at the 3rd fret. And they will ring out. So we're going to play these notes. B flat or A sharp to A to G and F. Then we're going to start kind of again, consider this like the second half. We're going to start on a C to our A sharp and then A. End up on a G and then to a D power chord. Alright, so let me walk you through that bridge. I'll take you from the the G to A. Okay, they will do that one other time in the outro. They'll go from the chorus into that bridge, although the chorus is just a bit longer. But that bridge is consistent when they do it both times. The unreleased version, you can really hear it. It's a little buried in the mix in the release, but it's there. So So I should really mention at the end of the bridge, they kind of hang on that D and they go to a C, G power chord. And then we're into the solo rhythm, okay? So I kind of forgot that. I had us hanging on the D, but it's actually, they're strumming through it in, I think it's a 4 count. And then the solo rhythm starts. This is the solo rhythm. So that solo rhythm, I don't know if you notice the difference in the second half. They change up one little thing, but I thought to myself, you know what, I wonder if they do that, and sure enough they do. So anyhow, we'll talk about that next. But the first 4 times you do this, what we're going to do is just hit the 3rd fret of the 5th string to the 5th fret. And then we're going to go up chromatically, 3, 4, 5. We'll do that twice. And then we're going to hit the 3rd fret of the 5th string to the 3rd fret of the 6th string. That's one measure. We'll do 3 more of those. 2. Ah. 3. Now we're going to take off on the second half, I consider this, of the solo rhythm. So, did you notice the difference there? It's the exact same on the 5th string. The first time through, we're going to go from the 6th to the 5th string on the 3rd fret. The second time is 5th to 6th. Okay, so let's go through it. I'll do the very last of the first section. 6, 5. Now again. Now 5, 6. Repeat. Then we go into a C chord, and then an E minor. Alright, and then they're back into the intro kind of and verse. Same rhythm, and then we're into the 3rd chorus, and we're almost done with the rhythm. Alright, so the very last chorus, the 3rd chorus, is going to lead us to the bridge and the out. Okay? The difference with the 3rd chorus, I consider it twice as long. We're going to count 3 full measures through it, with the 4th one, the shorter, leading into the bridge, just like we have. So again, follow my notes. It'll sound like this. Outro bridge. And then we're into the outro bridge, which is just like what we've done with the other bridge, but it'll take us out. Alright, so as we walk through that bridge, we start out on the A sharp. We're going to go to a C and G and then an F at the first position. And then a D power, just a D chord out, and he'll hit it one more time. Alright, there's the whole rhythm of the song. I'll take you through the solo. Again, I learned it note for note, but can I play it? No. There's some really quick quads or 4-count things that he does. And if I was a younger man, I'd have practiced it and got it down, but you know what? Just figuring it out was fun. So we'll go over the solo next. Okay, so the solo kind of comes in with the bridge. You'll hear the second guitar just doing this little laid back thing, but it's at the 13th fret of the second string. So basically we're just hitting that 13 bent, then we'll hit it again bent, and then just kind of hold that and slowly release. Alright, and then you're going to hit it bent twice, and then just bend and release, bend and release. Then you're going to hear them do this. This is when they go into the C, G, D. You'll hear him do this. So he's hitting the 4th string at the 3rd fret, then sliding up to 5 as he strikes the 5th string to the 3rd fret. All right. The next part of the solo will do this. So what we're doing there is we're going to start out at the 9th fret of the 3rd string. We'll be in the 7th position, but we're going to start out on the 9th fret of that 3rd string with a bend and release and pull off to 7, and then back to 9 to 7. And then we're going to hit 10 to 9 on the 5th string. You can move up to a different string and play the same notes, but I believe in less movement to play these kind of things. Okay, so the next part will go back to the 7th fret of the 3rd string to 9, bend up, catching 10 on the 1st string. Then what we're going to do, just quiet that. Then we're going to hit 9 with a bend and a slow release. Okay, that release will take us to 7 and hammer onto 9 back to 7 and hit it again. So we'll have this. Okay, the reason, and again, the unreleased version, I hear him hitting the 10th and the 2nd string with that slow bend, but they don't do that with the actual release version. He does this. In the unreleased version, it's more of a... So, I don't know, they either pulled that note out or he didn't play it the second time through. But anyhow, so that's the first couple sections of the lead, and we'll go over the next one. Alright, the next part of the lick will sound like this. Alright, so basically what we're doing, again we're in that 7th position, we're going to hit the 9th fret of the 3rd string, bend up, catch 7 on the 1st string, hit the 10th fret of the 2nd string, pulled off to 7, catch the 10th fret of the 3rd string, back to 7 on 2. come to 10 on the 3rd string, pull off to 9 and 7. Alright, and then we're going to hit 9 back to 7. And then come to, what I do is move my first finger to the 9th fret, and we're going to go chromatically up, 9, 10, 11, but slide to 12 from 11. And then we're going to bend the 12th fret of that 3rd string up, and then hit the 10th fret of the 3rd string to 12 on the 4th. Alright, so all together we have this slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so that's the next measure. Then we're really going to take off, and this is where I can't play it at speed, frankly. If I was a younger man, I'd have put the time into it, but you know, I use Riff Station, and I literally had to take it down as slow as it could go to figure these notes out. So we'll go over that next. So this riff that goes after what we talked about is really Mixolydian. We're going to be, so it'll be 12 to 10 and 9 on the 1st and 2nd string, to 11 and 9 on the 3rd. That's what it's based on, and I don't know if you've been taught how to play triplets or quads. One, two, three, four. And so forth. That's what it's based on, quads. So we're going to hit, to start it out, just a 9 to 10 on the 1st string, and then we're going to take off from there. We're going to hit 12, pull off to 10 and 9, and end up on the 2nd string at 12. So we have this. Then we come back, and we're going to pull off the 10th fret to the 9th fret, and then go to the 2nd string and pull off 12 to 10. Then we come back to 9 on the 1st string, and then 12, 10, 9. So we have this. Then we're going to come back to the 2nd string, start our takeoff from the 12th fret, pulling off to 10, 9, ending up on 11 on the 3rd. This is where it changes a little. He stops the quads and just goes into a couple notes. He plays the 9th on the 2nd string twice, to the 3rd fret at 9, and then 12 on the 2nd string twice, to 9 on the 2nd string. So I'll go through that slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, now we're going to take off and do this. Beautiful lick here. What he's doing, he's going to start out on the 10th fret of the 2nd string, and then hit 9 to 10, and then come back 9 with the hammer onto 10 and pull off to 12th fret of the 2nd string. 9th fret of the 1st string, 10th fret of the 2nd. So we have this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And just lay your finger down, 12th fret, 1st string to 10. And then we're going to hit 9, hammer on to 10, pull back off to 9. Hitting 12 on the 2nd string. Alright, let me take you up to this point, because the last 3 notes are just so cool. It's just an arpeggio, but it's great. Alright, So from the 10 on the second string, 1, 2, 3, 4. So he ends up, after that 12, we're going to end up on the first string at 9, second string at 10, third string at 11. Just a beautiful lick. And again, for you guys, practice this and build up the speed because it's quick. So the ending part of the solo, we're going to switch up to the 17th position. We'll be playing 19 on the 4th string to 17 on the 3rd. And then we hit 19 with a bend. Then we go back to 17 on the 3rd string to 19 with a bend, catching 20 on the 2nd string. Alright, so we have this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then what we're going to do is hit 19, bend and release, and then 19, pull off to 17, hammer back onto 19. Back to 17. Alright, so let's take that lick from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, at that point, what we're going to do is hit 19, bend up, catch 17 on the 2nd string. That 19 will be on the 3rd string. And then pull off from 20 to 17, come to 3rd string at 20, back to 2nd string at 17. Then we'll do a 20, 19 to 17 pull up. Then we'll come back to 19 to 17 with a slight bend. And then 19, 17, 19 on the 4th string. Back to the 3rd string, 17th fret, bent slightly, and then ending up on 19, and eventually sliding down. So that last section will be like this. Alright, so that is all of the lead. Again, I've written this out. That is a song. I really hope you guys enjoy.